First of all, I do not like these glasses, but they was free with my insurance, so okay. I mean, they work, all right? But y'all may have seen on my YouTube that I do love the show Bridgerton, and just for reference, I am recording this on May 16th. Season 3, the first part did drop today, so I'll definitely be watching that after I record this, right? But I made it clear in my Bridgerton season 1 review. Let me put that up here. I love the Duke of Hastings, okay? So I've been looking him up and watching videos about him and all of this stuff, right? And because of that, I've been getting different like ads and stuff catered to him. You know, once you look something up, you start getting random Facebook ads about it. Like, I feel like that's a breach of privacy, but whatever. Let's not even get into that, right? So I got this random ad on Facebook about Rege Jean Page. That's his name, the actor who portrays the Duke of Hastings, right? Now, for reference, Rege Jean Page is half Zimbabwean and half British. Okay, now let me read to you all this poem that he wrote, because it's crazy, and it really shows you the depths that colonization can go to, okay? His poem reads, "At 5 years old, my mother was blackmailed by British Catholic missionaries. True story. They said she could not come to school, their school. Theirs were the only schools for literally 100 miles, and she walked 7 miles to their nearest school, barefoot from the village anyway, because school was really, really important. They said she could not come to school and get an education unless she forgot her heathen African name and took on a Christian saint's name, a name they knew and understood, a name they chose. She was to go home and pick a saint, then never speak her first name to them again. I think they called this charity. I think they called this a virtue. I'm pretty sure I heard it called liberation. Her first name to this day is a secret, unused even by her family, even by me, unappearing on any official document, Zimbabwean or British. It is not on her passport." This is from a poem that he titled "My Name." Okay, let's really get into the depths of this. Now, before I get into this video, let me say right now, I keep making a mistake at calling this man Rege Jean Paul. Like, you know the singer Jean Paul, "Well, women, the way that time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm." I keep accidentally calling him that. His name is Rege Jean Page. So if I slip up and call him Jean Paul by mistake, y'all already know that was just my bad, okay? So I really want to get into this, okay? First of all, I want to point out the fact that Reggae is not that much older than me. He was born in 1988. I was born in 1996. He's only a few years older than me, right? In fact, his parents are probably younger than mine, because my parents were very old when they had me. They were in their 40s, right? So his parents were probably born in maybe like the 60s, maybe the 50s. They might be the same age as my parents, right? But I'm saying all this for a reason, right? I'm saying all this for a reason. A lot of times, people like to pretend that these injustices that many different types of black people faced were so long ago, right? You know, I talk about this on my YouTube all the time. White people were always like, "Oh, get over it. Slavery was so long ago, my dog diggity. Jim Crow was so long ago, my dog diggity." And it wasn't. It was not at all, right? So first I want to point out how recent this was. How recent this was that white people were in Zimbabwe telling these people, "Oh, you can't use your name. Here's a white name." Because when we learn about this stuff, first of all, they barely teach about this stuff in America. But when we do learn about it, they always paint it as, "Oh, that was back in the 1400s. You know what I'm saying? They never paint it as, you know, actually this is still occurring to this day in recent times, right? So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the different levels of colonization, because you can definitely be colonized in different ways, right? The first level, I would say, is when they colonize you on the outside, but not the inside, right? So say, for instance, there are laws in place against black people wearing garnatural hair. You can lose a job for that. Quite literally, that happened to me. I was told I would not be hired because I had dreadlocks. I kid you not, right? So there's two ways you can be colonized, and I'm going to use this as an example. The first way is to simply, be colonized on the outside. Say, okay, clearly they got the power. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to change something in order to survive this wicked system. So, I have to straighten my hair. But on the inside, I know this is a load of crap, and I know that blackness and my hair is beautiful, right? That's the first way to be colonized. But the second way is when you really internalize it. When you're like, yeah, straight hair is better than my hair. Like, I hate my hair. I don't want to wear it out anyway, right? That's the second way to be colonized. And I'm talking about this because Rege Jean Page's mother went through all this at the hands of the British, and then she went and had a child with a British man. Like, what? How deeply colonized do you have to be like, oh yeah, these horrible people came to my country and made sure they controlled all the resources and all the schools were operated by them. And then they told me that I would not be allowed to get an education unless I gave up my heathen African name and took on a white name, right? That's what these people did to me. And golly gee, I'm going to have a child with one. Like, what? And this is the thing. It's not just Africans who are being indoctrinated like this, because I know people are about to come to the comments like, oh, that's because Africans is spineless, and us Black Americans, we got that fighting spirit, so. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say this. Black Americans definitely have more fight in us than other groups of Black people. Africans and Caribbeans, y'all definitely are spineless, right? But we are not immune to this, because Black Americans be the main ones talking about, oh, you got good hair. Like, what? Again, it's one thing to be colonized on the outside. To be like, okay, well, I got to assimilate into this white supremacist system in order to survive it, right? And to, for example, straighten your hair, right? But it's another thing for you to really internalize it. Like y'all be the main ones talking about, oh, that baby got a placenta perm. I wonder if it's going to stay. Oh, that girl got good hair. So and so and so. So before y'all even come in the comments talking about, oh, yeah, like she was only that colonized because she was African. Don't even try it. Now, I gotta point something else out, because Africans be getting on the internet and they be talking that talk, okay? They be on the internet hollering about how Black Americans have white people's names, so and so, yada, yada, yada. Now, first of all, that's messed up, period, because you're directly making fun of slavery, because that's the reason we have white people's names, but whatever, right? So they stay on the internet yapping about this, but then they had an African name, but gave it up, right? They gave it up, right? And this is my thing. Again, it's one thing to assimilate when you have to. You're like, okay, I got to do this so I can go to school. But, I won't be like this for long, right? But no, she gave that name up. And it's been who knows how many years, because this happened when she was 5. She at least 55 or something, right? It's been at least 50 years, and she still ain't used her real name, right? So she has access to her real name. She knows what it is. And she didn't even tell her kid what her real name is, right? So you all will sit there and talk about Black Americans because we do not have access to these names because of slavery. And then you turn around and you give your name up willingly. You give it up willingly because you're not 5 years old in the village anymore. It's not like, oh, they have the power, I have to obey them. No, you grown as hell, you're safe from that, and you still won't get back to who you actually are. But y'all got the audacity to get on the internet talking shit about Black Americans being removed from our culture for 400 years because of slavery, but you right up under your own damn culture and you refuse to embrace it. How does that make sense?